If you're looking at the Honor 9X or you want some information on it, then you're going to get it in this video. This is everything we know about the Honor 9X about 10 days before launch. So the Honor 9X could very well be a budget phone champion. It depends what you call a budget phone, whether you look at the price or the processor. I actually think the Honor 9X series spans budget to mid-range. We're getting a Honor 9X and a 9X Pro. Of course we are. It's 2019. We need a Pro version. So the Honor 9X is the second phone now to get this brand new mid-range processor from Huawei, the Kirin 810. This is an upgraded brand new mid-range processor. It's Huawei's mid-range processor, but it's a very powerful chip. It's manufactured on a 7nm process, which is the same as the flagship Snapdragon 855, although it isn't as powerful as that. Huawei say this is a great phone for AI. It wins a lot in AI benchmarks. I don't really know what that means, but it is a very good, very new processor in the mid-range category. Huawei just officially released in China pictures of the Honor 9X from the back anyway, so we can see the design on that one. We can see the camera setup. We are apparently getting a 48 megapixel main sensor in there. Now the Pro variant will have a 48 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And the non-Pro variant will get rid of that secondary camera, so it will just have a 48 megapixel main sensor and the depth sensor in there. The design is definitely a step up from last year's model, and quite noticeable back there is that there's no fingerprint sensor on the back. We'll get onto that in a second, but overall the design is an upgrade and definitely different. We are tipped to get a pop-up camera in this one, giving us that completely bezel-less display. That's very good in the mid-range category. You've got phones like the K20, and even when you go down to, say, the Realme X in the budget category, we are seeing phones with no bezels, pop-up cameras. So really, with the mid-range category, it is more and more normal for these phones to have no notches. The Honor 9X tipped to have a 6.4-inch screen, the Pro version making that a little bit bigger with a 6.5-inch screen, both HD resolution. They'll have USB-C charging, no wireless charging. In this range, Huawei don't give it to their phones, but both phones are tipped to keep the headphone jack, which is a good thing. Definitely in the mid to budget category, these phones usually keep that, so that's a good thing. Huawei are giving us the headphone jack in these phones. Also, being Huawei phones, we know the battery life is going to be good. They've been tipped to have anywhere from a 3,900 to 4,000 there or thereabouts battery size. That's a really, really decent battery size, especially considering the new chipset that we've got in these phones. And we know Huawei chips are pretty good at battery life because they don't top out as powerful as the Snapdragon chips, which means we'll get better battery life from these phones. However, let's get on to the main, I would say, disappointment, I guess, from the rumors anyway, in the Honor 9X series. So we've got good battery life out of these phones from that big battery, but it may be an LCD screen that they're using on this device. Having no fingerprint sensor on the back that you can see with the official renders from Huawei, I assumed that they moved that sensor to the front under the screen. That's what Huawei are doing with their phones now. But here's the thing, the 9X series is a lot cheaper than the Nova 5 series. It's got the same chipset in there, so where are they saving the money to give us that cheaper price? Looks to be in the screen. But then we get to the price. According to rumors and tips in China, the non-Pro variant starting at 1399 RMB, the Pro variant starting at 1799 RMB. Actually, this is a pretty low price, and the other specs you get for this price definitely make it a phone worth looking at compared to the competition, even though it does have an LCD screen, which for me isn't great. But when you're looking at the other specs, it definitely competes with those. Anyway, not long now until we can get our hands on a real device and to see if people are going to go for the phone even though it has an LCD screen.